Hello everybody, welcome back to Killer Gamer Inc. TV. I'm your host, Killer Leon25, with part 2 of my predictions of the WWE Summer Slam 2013. And we left off with the Ring of Fire match. I don't know if I gave you my idea of who I wanted to win that match, but let me recap a little bit here. The kickoff show was the United States Championship, Dean Ambrose versus Rob Van Dam, and I said that I've seen Dean Ambrose picking up the win on that one. And then we get into the show, Natalya versus Brie Bella, Natalya winning that one. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Sandow, Cody Rhodes picking up the win on that one. Dolph Ziggler and Caitlyn versus Big E Langston, and the Divas Champion AJ Lee, and I see Dolph Ziggler and Caitlyn picking up the win on that one. And the Ring of Fire match, Kane versus Bray Wyatt. I see Bray Wyatt picking up the win on that one, and Kane following the Bray Wyatt family. All right, let's get into the next one. The World Heavyweight Champion of the World, Alberto Del Rio versus Christian, Mr. One More Match Man. I see Christian picking up the win here because he's determined to pick that win up. He's determined to have that one more match. He's determined. I see Christian picking up the win because Alberto Del Rio here lately has been going downhill. I really don't care for Alberto Del Rio. I did there for a while until he started crashing Americans. He started crashing this. He started crashing that. And it was just like one big story snooze fest with Alberto Del Rio. You know, whatever happened to him come out in them fancy cars and this little thing around his neck, you know. The fancy cars were more the highlight of the matches every time he come out anyway. But I see the One More Match Man, Christian, picking up the win there. I'm going to skip this one match and save it for the last because I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. So it goes into the WWE Championship with John Cena versus Daniel Bryan. Vince McMahon has been putting the smackdown on Daniel Bryan for the past couple days, trying to get him to crack, getting him all cleaned up into a suit, shaving his beard. You got to respect the beard. Leave the man alone. I see Daniel Bryan pulling the win here because of the simple fact I don't like John Cena. I don't care for John Cena. Never cared for John Cena because they made him look like Superman so much. They say he's the face of the WWE, which I think is a load of crap. Anyway, but we got a special guest referee being in this match, Mr. Triple H. I hope Triple H calls it right down the middle. I hope he doesn't want to sit here and be with Vince McMahon and say Daniel Bryan can't do it. I'm hoping that it doesn't come down that way. Excuse me. But for the past couple of times, I've seen, him come in there trying to cut Vince off, trying to make Vince mad, trying to take over the company, and that's a lot of stuff that that's going to happen between Daniel Bryan and Triple H and all that, the McMahon family, and I just see Daniel Bryan picking up the win because I just don't like John Cena. I really don't. And but that's the only thing, I just see Daniel Bryan picking up the win because there's going to be a lot of screwing going on there. Vince McMahon's going to come out and screw Daniel Bryan over. Triple H is going to start the match over. Triple H is going to count Daniel Bryan as the champion. And then all of a sudden it's going to go back to being start the match because Vince McMahon didn't like it. Then it's going to do this. But Mr. Randy Orton's going to come out there and kick Daniel Bryan or John Cena after they laying down with that Money in the Bank briefcase. I see it setting up another champion for a little bit, not very long, but I see John Cena losing the night, going to Daniel Bryan to the Apex Predator. I just see it happening, an RKO happening in Daniel Bryan's future or John Cena's future. One of the two, I see it happening tonight with Randy Orton taking the championship and setting up somebody else to win the title, because I just don't see Randy Orton taking it either, to be honest. I like Randy Orton a lot. I got a shirt. I got a lot of shirts in there, but you gotta respect that I just don't think it's Randy Orton's time to hold the title. And I don't think it's Daniel Bryan's time. I don't think it's John Cena's time. I think it's CM Punk's time to come back in there. So that leads me to this next match. The Best versus the Beast. We've seen these two fighting a little bit here lately on Raw, SmackDown, and CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar. CM Punk should have kept his mindset on Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's been starting all this stuff. It started at Money in the Bank, where he beat him down with the ladder and everything. And I just, the way I see it, I think CM Punk's going to win this because he's more determined, he's more focused. Brock Lesnar's more worried about Paul Heyman, worried about what Paul Heyman's doing. Yeah, as soon as Paul Heyman started getting into CM Punk's matches and about cost him that last pay-per-view, he kind of just said, forget it. I don't want nothing. Paul, just stay back. I'm still a Paul Heyman guy. I love you to death. Your family. Stay here. Just let me do what I got to do. Well, apparently Brock Lesnar didn't like it too much, so this is what led up to the Best versus the Beast. Brock Lesnar kept running the mouth saying, I am the best. You've never beat me. Yes, you got your kudos for holding the belt for 437 days or 32 days or whatever it was, and you're not the best in my book. Well, I see it differently. CM Punk is the best in the world. Brock Lesnar ain't nothing but a bully. And CM Punk beating him down with the camera, beating him down with a chair. I see this match going to CM Punk. I see the best prevailing over the Beast. Just for the simple fact it's going to lead him up to being the next champion. I see it happening. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's my predictions and my view on a lot of this stuff. So let's recap real quick. United States Championship is going to win. Dean Ambrose is going to win that. Natalya is going to win her match. Cody Rhodes is going to win his. Dolph Ziggler and Caitlyn and Bray Wyatt, Christian, and CM Punk and Daniel Bryan with Randy Orton, RKO, him and winning the championship belt. So I see that happening. So there's my predictions for the Summer Slam 2013. I will have this up here shortly as soon as this is done. And I thank you guys for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Killer Gamer Inc. You can also come down to twitch.tv and Killer Leon 25 and lick that follow button if you haven't. I will be streaming some games and stuff here shortly, and I will be streaming some games on here on YouTube as well. I will be putting some of them on there for highlights and stuff like that of what are the stuff I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing some playthroughs, going to be doing some Final Fantasy stuff too as well. So I am Killer Leon from Killer Gamer Inc. TV. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful SummerSlam night.